have those cards that enable you to guarantee a crit, like Lethal or Axie Kiss, as well as Ronin, and them being having the highest morale. I think it's around 80% damage, so it's still decreased. So instead of 100%, it's still now down to 80. But considering everyone else is around just, I think, 40% increased damage to 60, and beasts have 80% increase, that's a really a huge buff, or yeah, a huge advantage for the beast, which have been again not getting much love past or last season because of how overpowered compared to the other class. Aquas are very balanced, high damage, high speed, good damage with its cards, and good armor. So just like what Steve mentioned, it's the way of the game to um, give chance to other lineups, or else we'll just be filled with all aquas. So yeah, they now shifted the favor to beasts and bugs, since those are the two morale archetypes that we have. So the figure that Steve showed, one is the tank, which is the plant reptile dusk. On the right side is the speed aquas, which is bird, dawn, and there you go. Thank you, bird, dawn, and aqua. And then the left side is the morale class, which is bug, beast, and mech. So yeah, a good buff for the left triangle, and again, pretty hard nerf for the right triangle,
But
which
this
is
is also
the
good
speed
because even
types.
though these got
Next
buffed,
is,
we're
sorry.
able to do a 15% and they do 15% less. So even with their buff, it's probably only going to bring it up to normal
Yeah. hmm
because there's still a 30% swing between these two classes. By the way, is the
Yeah.
audio any better now, ladies and gentlemen? Can you hear me any better? Is it clearer? I'm sorry the stream restarted. Hopefully you can hear okay. Can you all hear Coach Cody okay? That's what's important.
Can everyone hear me clearly?
Yeah, they're saying it's better. Robotic but
Okay.
bearable. Okay.
All right. So next is another, I think, another buff for the other classes, and another nerf for Aquas. So let me just explain the skill formula for combos. Before, it was dependent on the damage of the card itself and your skill stat divided by 500, and that's your bonus damage. Normally, if you're 110 damaging card, you get plus 8 um combo damage. If you're around 120, you get around 11. If you're 150, you get around I think 15 bonus damage, and so on. But now it's fixed. So meaning, regardless of the card that you are using, let's say you are using a 10 damage card, you could still get around plus 11 combo bonus if you are a mech, because it is now fixed for any damaging card. Meaning, if you combo a damaging card, you simply have to multiply your skill by 0.55 and then subtract 12.5, and that's your bonus damage. So the highest skill, by the way, skill stat is not buffable, or there's no debuff for skill stat. And it is fixed per body, meaning all aqua cards, or sorry, all aqua bodies have 35 skill. Birds as well has 35. Bug has 35. And then the other classes, which is beast, plant, and reptile, have 31. The highest one is mech, which is 43. I believe for mech it would be plus 12 damage per card that they use. So if they're using let's say a 4 card combo, that's already 48 additional damage, not yet considering the stab bonus, or the same type attack bonus, as well as the class advantage bonus. So again, a huge buff for the morale class, which is mech, beast, and bug. And then I think it's a nerf. Well, yeah, kind of like a nerf, because It is now based solely on skill, and even if you are using, let's say, a bird with 150 damage like Risky Feather, it would only add, I think, if I'm not mistaken, plus 8 damage or plus 7 damage per card. And yeah, again, those things add up. The nerf from your cards, the class disadvantage, as well as this critical calculation, and then the combo bonus calculation. I think we have shifted fully into a tank meta, since they have reduced a lot of damage um, solely from skills, combo bonus, and the critical. And then, yeah, a lot of cards got decreased in damage compared to cards that have buff damage. So yeah, it could be a longer game now per arena match, because yeah, we're not dealing as much damage as we could, like previous on the previous season.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I think this is really important. We need to allow some time to see the data. So
Hmm.
these changes right now are going to affect the way we've been playing, but it doesn't mean it's going to affect the way that we play. So we might settle in and find a new groove. Some things that worked before
Yeah.
won't work, but we'll find new things. And we
Yep.
just need to figure that out. Maybe it's a time to swap this up and have our plant in the back line instead now. Maybe
Hmm.
we end up forcing longer games. Maybe we need to look at a few things. I don't think it's right to just instantly on an update say I need a new team. I think that's the wrong
Hmm.
approach. I think
Yep.
that even a
Definitely.
good player can play with a bad team, and we've proved that time and time again. So
Hmm.
it's very easy for a bad player to be able to play with a good team, and not always can they get that right, but there's more chance that they will. But a good
Hmm.
player can play with a good team or a bad team. And so I think this comes down to what Jeff or Jiho said before. This is a game of skill. And so if you
Hmm.
want to survive in the Axie ecosystem, you will need to be skillful. If you go and work on a building site and you are moving rubble from A to B, you will be paid a minimum wage. But if you are an electrician, or if you are somebody that, does the blueprints, or you can put up the walls, or a bricklayer, you're a scaffolder, you will get paid more because you have a specific skill. And Axie will be no different. If you're going to treat this as a job, as employment, as a source of income, then your skill is going to determine your income. And so this is where you need to be able to adapt. Yeah, see, Francis has hit the nail on the head. This is Francis, you are spot on. Cards were nerfed, but not the super scholars. And that you're absolutely
Well
right.
said.
So that's it. So we've had some car balancing then, right? That's obviously a big update, a big update, and we've been through that. What else? We've talked about the crypt formula, right? Have we talked about? You've talked about this just now,
Yep.
and we've talked about the skill formula.
Yes.
So my question for you now, Cody, is where do you see where do you see this update taking us next? Do you feel like they're going to monitor this over the next couple of weeks and maybe adapt, or do you think they're just going to let this run for a month and see what
I
happens?
think they would just let it run for a month, and check the leaderboards, and also check the tournaments that they'll be running within a month, and possibly make adjustment within season, but highly unlikely. Previously they have made changes in every 2 seasons. Like season 15 there was balances, season 17 there was a balance as well, 16 and 18 we did not get any, and this is our balance now. Before season 15, I was not playing yet before, but from what I heard, it was BBP who were really good. Now, I mean, last season, sorry, season 17, it was AAP, and now I think what's really good is the tank archetypes, which is dusk, plant, and reptiles. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at Axie Zone right now, and we can see the sort of Dusk and Reptile really dominated that last season,
Hmm.
with things like Serious, Pumpkin, Carrot, and Risky Fish being among some of the most used cards.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Really, carrot was the most used.
yeah, 15.46%
Mm,
usage on Carrot.
okay. Mm,
And if we
okay.
look at the top 100 players, Cute Bunny was head and
Oh, can we
shoulders.
check the top 100 only?
I'm
One
checking
second.
the top 100 only of last season, yeah.
Okay.
Cute Bunny, Nemo, Serious, and Hot Butt were the foremost.
Yeah, there you go, hot butt. Because I was surprised by carrot. I think maybe carrot was mass produced and a lot of people was using it. But yeah, in higher level, it's almost always hot butt.
Yeah, so there we go. So definitely a lot to take in. All good, I think. Exciting, right?
Hmm. Yeah, I'll definitely be more active now in scholar streams and also figure because I would be coaching on how to adapt on this using our lineup. And let's see if we can figure out a good strategy. And definitely, we have to make changes. We can't be playing the same thing after this update, since our combos do not deal that much damage anymore. Maybe we need to play a little bit more defensively. Again, I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll figure it out together and let's see on how we could still get a good or a decent daily average for our scholars.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's what we need to focus on here. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that as much as we want to be competitive, as much as we want to win, we want to get as much SLP as we can to bring on more scholars. At the end of the day, this is about an opportunity for you to own your Axie. Now, what I want you to remember is in one of the notes, and I'll see if I can find it quickly now. I'm not sure if I can. Let's see if I can. But in one of the updates that Jiho mentioned recently, and it wasn't even that long ago, in one of the updates. Okay, so that's actually going to be a pretty good. We'll have a look at that in a sec as well. Um, Okay, let me see if I can find it because I know he mentioned it. It was it was talked about recently. Let me see if I can find it. There was a talk. So basically there was a talk about this new update and it wasn't really talk about it as much as it was maybe a hint. Let me just see if I can find the tweet because so here we go. So crafting and upgrading parts has been on our vision all along. This means the utility of your axes might change drastically over time, especially as we head into version 2. Check out this graphic from 2018. So let's just break this down and have a look at this. Crafting, so we know crafting will be a thing, and upgrading parts. So this is two different things. Crafting and upgrading parts has been part of our vision all along. So you will be able to take an Axie and you will be able to either upgrade or craft different parts to evolve it. And there will be this branching evolution. So I think that the Axie will no longer in the future be reliant on the genes. I think you will have the ability to customize your Axie by theory crafting and by taking certain parts. So then with that in consideration, let's go back a little bit further, just a little bit further, and we saw this. So there was this this was posted, which if you look at it, I'm
New
going to try and
materials.
seems to be frozen. Okay. All right, that's not. It's frozen. But what we can see here, let me just. Oh, I shouldn't have refreshed that really. I'm gonna have to go back to it now. But what we can see here is there's lots of different materials. So the point I'm trying to make here is there's lots and lots of different materials that we know are coming into the game, and for Jiho to be kind of teasing this and showing this. Here we go. So we can see all of these different materials. And if we kind of get the, I'll see if I can get the screen to the right point. I don't know, this GIF's a little bit, It's like spinning off so quickly I can't even catch it. There we go. Look. So here we go. So we can see right now we've got turquoise, onyx, rose quartz, cat's eye, red coral, paradox. I can't even read that one. Spill, amazonite, cumsite, topaz, emerald, ruby, sapphire, amethyst, citrine, and then some other one there. I don't know if these are actually going to be or not, I don't know, but you can see these are all like materials that can be crafted into other materials. And so what I imagine in the future is that you'll be able to craft these to be able to update or change even your Axie. So if maybe you have a part of your Axie that you don't like, so let's just say, oh, I don't like the tail that I have. I feel like you'll be able to craft with materials to create a new tail that you can then put onto your Axie to change it.
Yep.
Now,
also another point would be to upgrade. Let's say you have a part that you really like,
yeah,
then you can spend some more materials and improve that specific
yeah,
part that
and
you
get
like.
extra stats for that part. So I think they need to be very careful not making this like a pay to win. So I don't know how it will work, but I do believe that this will be a feature. Now, whether it's just cosmetic or whether it affects stats remains to be seen, and whether it comes out, nobody knows. But one of the things that I want you to understand is that in 12 months' time, or less than that for many of you now, you will own your own Axie. And what's important is to know that in the future, there's going to be the opportunity and the potential for you to potentially upgrade that Axie or change that Axie. So I don't think you need to worry so much about, oh, I've got these Axie and in 10 months I'm going to own them and now they're nerfed and they're never going to be any good again. Because again, it's not like that. This is a game of balance. What goes up comes down, what goes down comes up. So just understand that we're going to keep changing, and we're going to keep evolving, and we're going to keep seeing updates that are going to keep challenging us. But it's not a bad thing. But yeah, cool, hey? All good, Coach Cody? I think we should watch this one more time.
Yeah.
I think we need this. Oh, I love it so much. So good.
Lovely video.
I love it.
So yeah, I think we covered everything for the season 19 update. Again, it's more of us being able to adapt to the changes and make other plays that we could do with our current lineup. And yeah, let's hope we could still keep our SLP average so that everybody graduates on time within 12 months.
Yeah, I agree. And by the way, anybody that says they can't win, you're about 6 hours into an update. You're not allowed to say that you can't win until you've been grinding this for at least a week. If after a week you can't win, then we'll have a look, right? And we'll see. But give yourself some time, please. Give yourself some time. So I'm looking at the moment at the statistics, and I can see that yesterday we did almost 29,000 SLP in a day, which is incredible. It's amazing. I'm going to be very interested to see what the SLP is today and then tomorrow, to see the instant change between what we was getting and what we are getting.
Well, on a side note, Steve, since everybody got resetted to 1-2, even if let's say we are still winning the same amount of games, we would see a pretty pretty significant decrease in our SLP gain just because everybody's back to 6. Yep, yes. 6 SLP per win. Yep.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, we are expecting a decrease.
6 SLP really per win now, unless they upgrade. And some people look. Akaza is at 1348 already. Let's have a quick look. Let's see how everyone's looking at the moment. Let's have a look. So 1348 already. Look, Ivan P 1322. Demigod 1313. So it's possible to win. Yeza's up 1,300. Shorty's up 1,300. Ruru's up 1,300. So look, there's people that are at 1350 already. So it's definitely possible to win. On the back end, Angelica's look. Angelica was worried that she was down to 900 MMR. Look, she's at 1100. Kaid 112, that's fine. Ferdinand's at 112, yep. So there's a few of you down to 112, that's fine. So you've lost like 80 MMR today, but that's fine. Because we're adapting to a new season, and that's it. There's only like 1, 2, 3, 4 of you that have lost 80 MMR. And 100. One's lost 100, the other 3 of you lost 80 MMR. Everyone else lost 50, 40, 30 MMR. Honestly, it's really not bad. I don't see this being bad at all. I think that we're still going to be able to generate 25,000 SLP a day. I think we may lose about 3,500 SLP, but I think we're going to be able to generate about 25,000 SLP a day. And if we can as an average, then I think that the nerf is not as bad as we think. If we drop down to like 20,000 a day, then obviously that shows that we've been smashed really hard by the nerf and we need to adapt. And we'll figure it out. What we can't do, and this is what Zyori and everyone else has told us, is we cannot chase the meta. We cannot go and replace teams. It's just not economically and commercially viable to go and replace Axie. And also, from a time perspective, we just don't have the time to go and sell Axie, buy a new Axie. For what? For one season to only change it again. Yeah, we have to use the teams we've got. This is part of the game. I think it's all good though. I think we're fine. So then, Coach Cody, the last thing I want to mention to you is we have a tournament coming up.
Yep.
We have a tournament coming up.
We are. I believe we are. Am I allowed to give out details already?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So
I'm in the group.
We
by the way,
are
so
invited
I'm
to.
going to bring you into this group, Cody.
I'm sorry.
I'm in a group at the moment with Nate from Yield Guild Games, and also the admin for CoinGecko.
Nice.
And so I will bring you into that group, and from there we will be able to get some more information. But yeah, go ahead, share.
All right. So it's the first ever Axie tournament sponsored mainly by CoinGecko. And yeah, we are one of the only 16 teams invited. I mean, guilds invited that don't have to go through the registration. And each guild is allowed 2 participants. I'll be representing one of those slots, and then we'll be picking one of our scholar trainers. For now, specifically just scholar trainers, and whoever is the top 2 scholar trainer by tomorrow 7 p.m. then we'll do a 1v1 that match, just like what we did with Squid Games, and whoever wins will be coming with me and possibly theorycraft and also think of teams that we might use or will be using to represent Axie Scholars UK or Undisputed Noobs in the first ever CoinGecko Axie tournament. They are, by the way, giving around 400 AXS, which is in our currency around almost 1.3 million pesos. And yeah, so if we could get some of that, then we could do a pretty good celebration this holiday season.
Oh, absolutely. So
let's
have a look at this, shall we? There is $60,000 as a prize target. It is 1 player per team, and each scholarship is able to submit 2 teams. So 2 players, basically. It is a single elimination bracket type event. And it starts on November the 17th, which is in 7 days' time. So the GeckoCon, which is what it's called, Axie Infinity Tournament, is a 1-player team event taking place from November the 17th to November the 19th. The tournament is targeting a maximum of 32 teams. So that is 16 scholarships, 2 teams per scholarship. And for those of you that are asking how we were invited to this, I submitted us. I submitted an application to apply for the tournament, and it was accepted. So it's as simple as right place, right time. You know, we're starting to be noticed now. We're getting a bit bigger now. We're in some very there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you don't necessarily see on the stream. There's a lot of conversations, there's a lot of meetings, there's a lot of groups, there's a lot of research. And so that work and that effort materializes into things like this.
Yeah. So Steve has been very, very busy behind the scenes, basically.
And so eligible Axie scholarship programs can submit one team of 2 players. It says one team of 2 players, but it's actually 2 teams of 1 player to compete in this tournament. You must join the CoinGecko Discord and have your Discord added to the community gaming account to take part. We've done that. You must link your Ronin addresses in your player biography and have the email associated with your Axie Infinity account as your Axie Infinity username on community gaming. This can be done by clicking account settings, top right, community gaming, and by navigating down to player biography. So this is stuff we're going to have to sort out. Then click on the platform links tab and add the email associated with your Axie Infinity account in the Axie Infinity username section. This is a very important step. It is so the Axie Infinity team can whitelist your account on the tournament server. So rules. 1 account per person, 2 teams, max per guild. Single elimination, be present 15 minutes before the tournament starts. Have the same name on Discord and in-game to avoid confusion. You must add your Discord to the community gaming account to easily reach us in your Discord. If a glitch in game, the player who wins the match decides if there will be a rematch until we reach the top 4. At the top 4, replay reviews will be allowed if needed and only if it's reviewable. Otherwise, same rules apply. Winner decides. Do not start your match until moderators tell you to start. You may be on stream. There will be casting for this. Send your results to the designated channel in the CoinGecko Discord. Best of 3 until round 3 and best of 5 from semis to grand final. Set rules and examples of order of players will be sent to the designated channel to the moderator. So, prize pool. 400 AXS. First place gets 160 AXS. Now, we could technically come first and second. So there's 260 AXS up for grabs here for Undisputed Noobs. And I think we need to have a discussion and decide what we're going to do with that prize money. Do you have some thoughts and some ideas, Coach Cody, on what you would like to do if you what would you do if you won?
If I won, I would like to split it with everyone, everyone here. I think I won't be here if it wasn't for Fitzy, for you, and as well as the whole team. So definitely, if ever we get recognized and win this tournament, then I think everybody deserves at least a piece of this prize.
Nice. So I think what we can safely say then is that when we win this tournament, it's not even an if, it's when we win this tournament, we're going to
Claim it.
use the funds to onboard new scholars.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Definitely.
Amazing. So we need to work out what's going to happen, because I think for the winners there should be, the way that I see this is I feel like there should be a percentage that goes to the player for winning. And then I think there should be a percentage that goes to the community to grow the community. I think that's fair, because we're going to have to buy. You're only allowed 10 Axie. And
Yes.
so with 2 players, that means that we need to buy 20 Axie. And they need to be competitive Axie.
Yep.
So we need to buy that first and foremost. And so that is an investment. And that investment, like with any investment as a business owner, the first thing that I'm looking at is, if I'm going to make an investment, what is my return on my investment?
Mm-hmm.
You know, is my return on my investment helping other people? If so, great. You know, I'm getting good karma. I'm helping people. I'm fulfilling my self-worth, my passion, and things like that. That's great. But also, what's the financial reward for my investment? Because if you can help people and be financially rewarded at the same time, then that's people before
Win-win.
profits. But it's not like, and this is what I want to reiterate again: be people before profits is not forgetting profits. It's not that we don't like or don't want profits. It's just we're changing the order because most people look at profits first. We're looking at people first, so we want to help the people. So I think if we win anything that we win, a percentage goes into the community. That's looking after the people, and then we look at the profits. So the first thing I need to do as a manager and as the owner of the esports team is say, well, okay, how much is it going to cost to buy 20 competitive Axie? And from that, we need to then ensure that we can recover the costs of that moving forward. And then we need to look at, well, okay, how much is going to go to the winner? How much is going to go to the community? And how much is going to repay? Like, do we sell those Axie afterwards? Do we keep them? Do we then have two esports teams, like accounts? And do we just look to build on them to maybe build up
Yep.
to like 5?
Yeah.
What if we lose,
That
Ain
makes a lot
says.
of sense.
Ain, get out. Get out. That's all I'm saying, Ain. Get out. You're Can we change Ain's name to Miracle, and then accidentally ban him? No, we're
Ban
not. Like,
Ain.
well, if we lose, well, of course
Uh-oh.
we could lose. But what if we win? What if we win? I mean, it's possible. It's possible we lose, but it's also possible that we win. I think that we need to you can't focus on the negative because okay, what if you got in your car and you were driving down the road? What if someone crashed into you? What would you like? You can't would you not get in the car? Would you not drive? You can't focus on the negatives because if you focused on the negatives, you never get anywhere. So you have to focus on the positive. So yeah, of course it's possible we could lose, but we don't want to entertain that thought. We've got Coach Cody. I mean, I don't see us losing. I don't see us losing. We have one of the best players in the world on this call right now, and I'll give you a hint. It's not
Thank you.
me. All right, just in case you was confused. Yeah, of course, there's always a chance you can lose. Of course there is. And if you lose, then you lose. You know, you learn. I mean, here's the thing, and my brother said this yesterday, and we were having a conversation, and he said there are no losers in life. There's just winners and learners.
Yep. This will be our first ever tournament.
Yeah.
So even if we don't get a prize money, but I'm hoping we will, definitely will learn from this first exposure to Axie tournaments.
Yeah, this is a learning curve. So, so AIM wants to participate. I mean, you can participate, but here's the thing: this is competitive, and we want the best. So you need to prove yourself as the best. So what are the rules? What do people have to do if someone wants to join you and fight alongside you in battle for the honor of our name?
Okay.
What do they need to
My
do, Coach Cody?
my requirements is for that specific player to be well versed in different lineups. Yes, you could be good with our current lineup, which is the coordinator or our AAP, but that doesn't mean that if we give you, let's say, a BBP or a Dusk plant, that you'll be good with it as well. So yeah, I could not really determine that since everyone here is still using AAP. The best basis that I could go off from right now is the one who are actually spending more time in the game, not really playing their account, but helping others. Those who are doing coaching and those who are really giving extra effort for their fellow scholars without expecting anything in return for them to gain more and also keep their or get to a high MMR. That's what I want to reward, and that's what I want to have by my side when we represent Axis Scholars UK in tournaments. So
Perfect.
first requirement definitely would be to be a scholar trainer, and then next would to be the top scholar trainer. So for this tournament specifically, it's open for all scholar trainers that would reach top 4, but a lot of our top scholar trainers have voluntarily um, went out of the pool, and I think it's just Miku and Miracle, and also shoot, I forgot the other one. I'm sorry, but there's a
That's it.
third scholar trainer. I would have to check later, but yeah, then maybe we could do a round robin if that's the case. But yeah, single elimination, and whoever gets the most wins will be representing us for our first tournament.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, Ain, if you are very much interested, I think you have the qualities to coach. If you are up for it, then yeah, come and join us with the scholar trainer team.
Everyone's saying it's Kim, by the way.
Oh, it's Kim. Thank you. Yeah, it's Kim.
It's definitely not Ditz.
Definitely not this.
Well, look, here's the thing. We have some incredible players. We do. We have some incredible players. And this is the first of many, right? We're going to be competing. We're going to have an esports team. We're going to be going into many tournaments. We're going to be playing in leagues. We're going to be playing in majors, in minors. We're going to be doing scrims. Like, this whole aspect is going to be built. And a lot of the funds and the assets that we're building up in the background are going to be used to cover this. So, like, this is just the start of this journey. Okay, you're just here at the beginning of this. The reason that Coach Cody is playing in this, because we had a conversation and I said, "Hey, Coach, maybe you need to coach and not play." But Coach Cody hasn't had that much tournament exposure in Axie, and so it's right that for him to be able to coach, he should first experience. And also, it gives him a much better understanding of the structure, the setup, the layout, what to expect, the feelings, the emotions. Like, he's going to experience it, and it's going to make him a better coach moving forward to be able to support you as we go into teams. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, eventually, Coach Cody will probably take a step back on a competitive scene. Not because he wants to be competitive, and he will be, but he'll have a team that will compete, and he'll play his own tournaments, but he'll be coaching the team, and so he won't have time to play and to coach, because you can't always see things from the same perspective when you're
Yeah.
coaching. You see things from a
Exactly.
different perspective. But look, we're going to figure this out. But for now, Coach Cody's taking one of these spots. You know, he wanted to, and I think it's fair that he has that ability to. But for you to play alongside and to represent, because here's the thing: if you, right, there's 16 teams, right? There's 16 teams, which means you only have to beat 50% and you win. You only have to beat 50% and you win. You get 20 AXS for coming 8th. Okay, so if you come 8th, you get 20 AXS. It's about $150 on AXS at the moment. So that's about $3,000.
3,000.
That's about $3,000 for coming 8th. So if we come 8th and 7th, that's $6,000 that we've made. So I want you to understand, and I want you to experience this in a way that you don't have to win. You just have to beat half. You just have to beat half, that's all. And so I think it's going to be very interesting how this works. And I think it's going to be fun to watch. We will stream it, we will cover it, we'll do the best we can to give you coverage of this. And if you don't get chosen this time, then don't be disheartened. There's going to be many other opportunities. Many other opportunities. And we'll also host our own tournaments as well. We'll do a lot of practice, we'll do a lot of this, we'll get people used to it. We'll get people into these pressure situations where they can deal with themselves. Because I'm telling you right now, when you play a competitive game under pressure, it changes the game.
Different. Yep.
It's very different grinding SLP to, being in a match where there is like 60 AXS on the line.
A lot in stake.
There's a
Exactly.
lot of stake
Yes.
there. So we'll figure it out. But for now, yeah, this is exciting. So that's it for today. I believe we're done. Is there any other points you want to add, Coach Cody?
Well, regarding the like the next tournaments, since we'll be, let's say we buy 20 competitive axes, I think the best course of action there would after this tournament is to keep those axes and keep practicing with them, and then use them for other tournaments as well, even like minor tournaments. It doesn't have to be like this big. I think with Axie GG and other big like YGG even,
Yes.
there are like weekly mini tournaments that we could keep on enrolling.
Yes.
I'll make sure to focus on that more as soon as we get the Axies, and hopefully we could rotate all of our current scholar trainers, whoever is available. Again, we will prioritize the one that has the highest MMR. But yeah, I want everyone to have the chance to experience it, especially I want to reward the scholar trainers again, since they're really I mean, they're like the backbone of this our scholarship program, because
Yes.
with them we have onboarded so many new scholars, but we are able to hit more than 190 average daily, and yeah, it's because of them.
Yeah, and this is incredible. 193 average SLP at the moment. And so
Yep.
this is the thing. The more that you help people in the community, the more SLP they earn. The more SLP they earn, the more SLP goes into our manager pot. The more that goes into our manager pot, the more we can reinvest. So like there's a knock-on effect. Every time you help somebody to earn more SLP, it has a knock-on effect to how we can grow. So what we'll probably do here is a scholar the players that are flagged as the esports players, the potential esports players, you'll keep your free Axie that you have, so you'll keep your AAP lineup, and then we will add 7 additional Axie. So what we'll do is we'll give you 2 additional competitive teams. So you'll have 2 competitive teams and 1 extra competitive Axie that you can mix and match, and then that will give you the additional energy, so that you can earn additional energy. But also because we can't give you another account, because if we give you another account, then that's
That's multi accounting.
multi-accounting, right? So you then have to leave your account for 24 hours to go into another account, and it messes things up. So the way that we're going to do it is we're going to give you 10 Axie in your account, but you're going to end up with 2 fully competitive teams and an additional Axie. Because there's no point giving you 9 Axie, right? You may as well have 10. It might be just for now that you have your AAP lineup, and it might be that moving forward we remove your AAP and give it to someone else, and we may end up giving you 3 fully competitive esports teams. Like we'll look at this. I don't know the answer,
It's
but I
not yet
know that
set in
we're
stone,
going
guys.
to. I'm going to talk to Coach Cody. We're going to have some conversations. We're going to evaluate, and we'll make a decision as we move forward. Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But for now, the way that we'll do it is you'll keep your AAP for now. We'll buy 2 competitive teams plus an additional Axie to give you your 10, but also to ensure that you've got the ability to swap and to mix and match. And then depending on what Coach Cody feels, because we need to have variety. Okay, the coordinator is great for grinding arena and SLP, but it's not going to win tournaments. I think that's fair to say, isn't it, Cody?
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely. Since in tournaments, opponents can actually scout you, and if they already see that you only have like 3 Axies with no other choice, then they'll just use whatever they have that could
They can
counter
counter you.
your current lineup.
Yeah. So we need to have those changes. So yeah, if you're going to be an esports player, it could very much be that as an esports player, I don't know. We need to have a look. I can't make decisions on the spot because this is a
Yep.
big decision to make. But we need to look from the sponsor's point of view, the scholar's point of view. We need to look from the Axie point of view. But we will figure it out. We will figure it out, and we will do what is fair and what is best. Okay? So I think that's good
All
for now,
right,
though. It's a good starting point.
definitely.
It's a good starting point, so we can go from there. It could also be that, in a tournament, you might end up putting 3 random Axie into your lineup. So when they scout you, you confuse them. We've
Yeah,
seen
that
this in
could be.
Dota. We've seen in Dota where they're like, oh, okay, that's a midline. No, that's a carrot. Is that a position? Is that a position 3 Husker? Is that what's that? What's that? What's this? Like nobody knows what they're gonna do, right?
Yeah,
So
there's
it
already a
could
psych
be,
war in pickings already.
yeah, it could be a
Yeah.
psychological battle in terms of the
Joel
picking
John sent
phase.
30 stars. Let's go UN. Hashtag Gulam on best girl.
Yep,
Glam on
Gulambog,
Beskar, you got a
absolutely.
fan.
That's right. So yeah, I think that's it. I think we're good for today. Are you good, Coach Cody?
Yep, I'm very much good. I'm excited for the tournament, and yeah, thanks for having me again. I miss it
Oh,
here.
mate. You are more than welcome any time, and I'm looking forward to this. So thank you for your time. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you.
All right.
Um,
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Steve. Good night.
take care, Cody. Look after yourself. Bye bye. So
All right.
chat.
Bye
That's
bye.
it. We're
Cheers.
going to we're going to wrap up now. This is definitely a stream that I wanted to do because it was important to talk about the update. But I want to reiterate this point. Don't worry. Don't worry. Whatever happens, we will figure it out. Don't worry. Don't stress. Don't panic. It's all good. Like even when we look at the moment at an L666 at the moment, Angelica at 1,100 MMR, it's not bad. But I think also if they change this, 1,100 gets okay. So 0, 1, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Okay, so yeah, we need to try and get to 1,300. Really, we need to try and sit at 1,300. If we can get up to 15, ideally that's the best. But this is under 1,000 MMR. It starts to get even not even under 1,000. Under 1,100 MMR, it starts to get quite difficult. So if you find yourself falling under 1,100 MMR, just take a break, stop playing, reach out to Coach Cody, and he will jump on with you and help you. Because if we can keep you above 1,100, then that just means that you're going to at least double your output. You're going to double your output. All right, so we want to try and keep you above 1,100 MMR. That's what we want to try. So at the moment, we have one person who's just dipped underneath it. So that's fine. That's fine. Like we'll figure that out. And obviously this isn't updated correctly at the moment. So don't worry. Don't stress. Don't panic. For most of you, you're already doing incredible. You're on the way up. It's all good. It's all good. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about the lineups. We'll figure it all out. Have an amazing evening. Look after yourself. And I will speak to you all very soon.